Tommy's gonna taste the gin so that you don't have to. Let you save your money, yeah, that's what Tommy wants. Minimal dilution, cause we wanna taste the gins. But if the gins are bad, then we will throw them in the bin. Now let's hand it over to Tommy, who is gonna taste. He's gonna get all rowdy and shout up the place.
Hello and welcome back to Tommy Taste, the channel where I taste the gin so that you don't have to. And this week is the first part of a very special trilogy featuring Pickering's gin. Now this may only be a 50ml measure, but trust me, there's way more in this gin than 50 mils of pleasure. In fact, this is the only distillery where I've actually lowered my standards enough to buy myself a fucking t-shirt, which I proudly wear on a regular basis. Does this mean that I'm slightly biased towards Pickering's? Maybe. However, I have tried near enough every gin or every concoction that they have ever produced, and I have to say all of them are bangers, including even their flavour gins, which I did a special 6 Days of Ginmas podcast on.
On the 6 days of Ginmas, my true love gave to me plum and ginger sprouts.
Let me tell you, despite the fact that flavoured gins are totally revolting, and I do include Pickering's within this, these are definitely the best flavoured gins I've tried, given that they weren't quite as cloyingly sweet and unfriendly on the palate as other gins had been. Pickering's were the first distillery to be established in Edinburgh for over 150 years, and they will probably remain in the shadow of the better known distillery in Edinburgh, which is the classic Edinburgh Gin Distillery. However, in the battle of which is best, Pickering's always comes out on top. Sure, they don't have something akin to like the Edinburgh Seaside Gin, which I really love in terms of a terroir-based gin, but classic gin is what these guys do fantastically. This is a London dry style of gin, and it was based on a recipe that was discovered in Mumbai in 1947. It took years for the distillers to tweak the recipe that they had discovered in order to make it perfect for a contemporary gin drinking public, and this was the result of it. It really does incorporate the classic gin botanicals and ones that you're more likely to find in India: juniper, lemon peel, angelica, and then other more interesting things, so lime peel, not so commonly found in the distillation process, clove, cardamom, and then fennel as well. My one bugbear about it is the 42% ABV that this gin clocks in at. But will that affect it? Let's whack it in a glass and taste.
I don't want to
Drink anything that's not Pickering's.
What would I do without you?
Pickering's gin.
Complete me.
So one more thing to mention on this gin before we crack in there and get tasting is the price point. If you go to the Summer Hall Distillery, you can pick this up for around 35-ish pounds. However, I have always found this in other websites, in other gin stores, even Majestic Wine stock this for around 25, even less possibly. So that makes it really quite cheap for the classic style of gin. Is it better than something like Tanqueray? 100%. Is it better than something like Tanqueray 10? I mean, it's up there, but let's whack our nose in there and give this a little whiff.
Thought that I was finished, thought that I was complete, thought that I was whole instead of being half a...
As you would expect, this is totally classic on the nose. The juniper leaps out first, but then you get much more citrusy sweet aromas, which I really love about this. Things like the anise start to come out a little bit, but classic is really kind of the order of play here. And I really like that about it, so let's have a taste.
Thought that I was growing all the wiser, understanding why this world held nothing for my spirit.
The nose may not have the most prominence on it of all time. However, the palate, I feel, is where this gin totally comes to life. The sweetness starts to come out way more, but the finish is super long, it's junipery throughout. You get all that kind of pine like quality. It feels woody, and then it's also really spicy on the finish. This drinks like a gin that is worth way more than its price point if you're buying it at around the £25 mark. I really, really, really like this. So let's just whack a little bit of ice in there and see how that flavour changes.
Thought that I was destined to be nothing in this world, and then I met you.
I think the ice is really what sets this gin alight. It feels way more spicy, way more junipery now. It chills down just a little bit of the top sweet notes. So for me, this is a gin that works way better as you kind of dilute it and get it cooler. I think this is a perfect sipping gin. Do you notice the 42%? No, not at all. It cuts through perfectly at this point. Will we notice it a little more as we dilute with tonic though? Maybe, let's see. Just a splash of tonic in there. Don't want to kill the gin completely. Let's have a taste. Really great job of cutting through the tonic. You get the juniper, there's still nice spicy notes, it feels sweet, but yeah, it's a really solid gin. Honestly, if you're looking to spend about £25 to £35 on what is a classic style of gin, then this does not get much better. I've approached these gins with the idea that there's a little bit of bias within me and that maybe I got these wrong. This is my first time revisiting them in over 6 months, and if anything, I like them more than I originally did, which is saying a lot because I thought these were f***ing great to start off with. That concludes how I feel about Pickering's original gin. Next time we will be looking into the Pickering's original 1947 Bombay gin, followed by the jewel in Pickering's crown, which is the Navy Strength one with the fantastic little bearskin accompaniment. Join me next time where I'll be more biased towards distilleries that I like and blow smoke up their arse. Ciao!
Yeah, like and subscribe, girl. Like and subscribe. What? Like and subscribe. Work it out.